Hello, my name is Boba Rose and welcome to my YouTube channel. I filmed this twice before. The first time I immediately scrapped it. The second time I finished the editing and I started recording a storing photocards video, but then I wanted to just scrap it all again and try it one more time. So we're doing that. Welcome to my first YouTube video. I will be showing my photocard collection. The reason I deleted the last one is because it was just very unorganized, I guess you could say. I went off track a couple times rambling and I did not like how it turned out. So I'm going to try to focus. I'm going to lock in, stay focused, and hopefully not ramble. So let's get into it. To start off, we'll look at these two little binders. I am missing an A5 binder. I just recently moved and I found all of my stuff except for that one A5 binder. I still have some boxes to go through. I was very unorganized in packing. So if I find it, I'll add it to the end. If not, we'll see it one day. But anyways, so first we'll do the little ones. We will do the ladies first. So in here, I don't really, I guess it's just people that I don't really collect. I've just bought an album or two. I listen to girl groups, however, I don't really collect any. If I could, I would love to collect Karina from aespa. I love aespa. I've been enjoying Eyelet's music. And oh, Cat's Eye, yes. Cat's Eye is a group that I really do enjoy. I like Idol. I have some more Idol cards. They're just in a different binder. So yeah, those are the girls. Next are the boys. BTS is how I originally got into K-pop. However, I do not listen to them much anymore. I like TXT quite a bit. I would say my bias is either Yeonjun or Bongyu. I went through a little Yeonjun phase, so I have a bit of his photocards, and I kind of pulled him a lot. I like Fuma from Anteam. I don't listen to them that much though. I watched the Survival show, and I voted for Fuma, and I was there for their first album. I never kept up with them. I had a One Us phase. I sold some of the photo cards, and I had the boys. I had a phase of Eric. I still like him. He's quite the handsome man. Treasure. I loved. Oh my goodness. Born to Love You or something. I think that's this album. I'm not sure what it's called though. And then I had a Lay moment. I got a magazine because it came with a Lay photo card. Also, if you hear crying, it's my dog. He's quite the crybaby at the moment. I do enjoy X Love's music. I voted for Rui in, I think that's how you say his name. I'm really bad with name pronunciations. I'm very sorry. But I did vote for him a couple times in Boys Planet, the first one. I think I voted him near the beginning because I really liked him. And then when X Love came out, I did not realize that was him until I was looking up the members, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him. I got the BTS McDonald's meal, Happy Meal, and I got V and J-Hope. This is Universe League JL. He's in a group called AHOF. A-H-O-F. But I watched the show because Ten was a mentor, Ten and Yang Yang. And I mean, that's why I originally watched it. I like watching K-pop survival shows, so I was probably gonna watch it anyways. But yeah, I mainly wanted to watch it because of Ten. And I love JL. I don't collect the group though. I do like their music though. Then I have some Monsta X cards I didn't want to get rid of. I had a Monsta X phase. And then that is it for this little binder. Since this binder is already here, I'll go ahead and go through it. This is kind of just like a miscellaneous binder. Oh, I just hit that. But yeah, so this is a miscellaneous binder. I don't come in this binder too often. These are extra NCT cards. I have them by member age order, I think. I love NCT quite a bit. My alt bias is Taeyoung. Like my alt K-pop man bias is Taeyoung. He's in his own binder. We'll get to him. I guess I'll go in order, like my alt will be last. I'm thinking of doing some changes regarding NCT, mainly NCT Dream, because I used to collect Jaemin. However, I don't know if I could afford to collect Jaemin, I would. However, I'm fully collecting Ten and Taehyung, so because at first it was like, oh, I can collect a member from each group, or not from each group, from each subunit, I guess. But then NCT Wish came out, and I don't listen to their music as much, and I found myself not listening to NCT Dream as much anymore. I bought a Rise album, just one, and I pulled Sungchan, so I just have him next to that card. My mother and I went to go see NCT Nation in cinemas, so those are those tickets. And then this is some wavy stuff. I have some Eternal White photo cards to put up. And then just this little Jisung by himself. I had a moment of weakness for Sunghoon. Also, Heesung is leaving ENHYPEN. Crazy. That is really crazy. I watched Island. I didn't watch it like as it was airing. I got into K-pop and ENHYPEN was already a thing. And then I didn't really know the members. However, I think my first survival show was Island. That's what started it. But yeah, so I watched Island. And then these are my other idol cards. I just have Soyeon cards like in the binder, and any extras I don't want to get rid of will go in the little mini binder. She is my bias of idol. I think she's so cool and so pretty. Very talented. If I were to ever collect for a girl group member, it would be Yoonjin. She is so beautiful. She's quite the pretty lady, and she's so talented. And she's just a cool girl, you know? I like Baby Monster as well. I was surprised when I bought this album, the Drip album. It came with a full set of cards. I just bought it because I wanted a Baby Monster album. And it had a whole group. I had a moment of weakness for Sungchul from 17. He's definitely my bias of 17. Some of these are dupes. I just... From what I was buying from Mercari Japan, and some cards were cheaper to buy in a set, even if I already had the card. I've not listened to them as much anymore. I don't know if this collection will grow. I put it in here thinking it probably won't. But I don't want to like get rid of any of his cards. And then these are just other members. I guess I should talk about when I first got into K-pop. So I originally got into K-pop with BTS. It was in 2021. I'm not exactly sure when in 2021. I just know it was near-ish the beginning. Maybe not. Maybe like the middle of 2021. I remember though for sure when I got into Stray Kids. It was their No Easy 2021 album. I think September. I was there for that album, however, it kind of just like, I was into K-pop, I was just looking for other groups, and that song just came out, so I watched it. Because I think I was watching some of their other music videos, and then when I went back to go find some more to watch a couple days later or something, the No Easy song, or Thunderous was out, and I was like, oh, it's a new song, that's so cool. These are just, I have listed, so I know that they're up. So these are just cards I'm selling. I'll quickly go through these. I guess if you're interested, just leave a comment. I'm not too sure prices. I kind of want to get rid of them like as soon as possible, so they're pretty cheap. I'm also on Mercari. These right here have the sets in them, and then these are just binder covers. Also, I apologize for the binder covers. These are fake. These are fake cards. I'll probably just keep them back here. Anyways, I apologize for the binder covers. I'm not very good at arts and crafts, so especially at first when I made binder covers, they sucked. I like to think my two newer ones for Ten and Taehyung are pretty good. But anyway, so yeah, this was the miscellaneous binder. Let me go grab the other ones. This binder we'll probably never see, and if we do, will be very rare. So I'm into, whenever I get into something, if I can collect anything for it, I do. I think with my brain, and this is such a bad way of thinking because it's caused me a lot of stress with money, but whenever I like something, I feel like the only way for me to personally to show my support or to like feel like I actually like it is if I buy merch or just buy something for it. So yeah, I'm into watching BL drama series, especially the Thailand ones. So this is just like a BL anime type of binder. So on this page, these are magazine photo cards. I buy magazines, especially if they come with photo cards. I don't know what it is. I look through the magazines when I get them, but for the most part, I don't really touch them. It's just I like seeing them stacked up on my bookshelf. It itches my brain, right? I don't know. With BLs, if you're not familiar, at least in like the Thailand BL series I've seen, they have certain ships. If the ship is really popular, for the most part, they will stay as a BL pairing for other shows. So this is from a show called Kpop. This is Bible and Build. There was a scandal with Build. However, he's still, from what I understand, very active on Instagram. I feel like it's kind of hypocritical of me to keep these but then get rid of that person from NCT. But again, I'm not in this binder too much. Okay, hello, I'm editing really quickly. I wanted to pop in and say my explanation of the guy from the X from NCT and Build from Thailand. Build did not R-word someone. He did, however, from what I remember, there were claims that he was kind of abusive. I don't know if I can say that word. There was messages released. He would talk bad about his coworkers. He was using his relationship with, I think, the screenwriter or like the creator to give him bigger parts. He was just very toxic. That's what I would say. Very toxic. However, I do not think there were any R-word allegations against him, like with the other guy. So I just wanted to say, in this situation, I'm choosing to separate the art from the artist type of deal. Like, I'm separating the characters from their real life people. Anyways, I do not support him. It's been a while. It's been a couple years, I think. Maybe at least 2 or 3 years. Anyways, I just wanted to say that he did not do what other guy did. Definitely toxic relationships and abuse, I don't know if I can say the whole word, is so messed up, and so it's very sad for anyone in those situations. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of explain myself better because I did not do that very well. Anyways, thank you. Bye. Hello, I am editing again. I just wanted to quickly pop in again and say I did just a quick Google search. I did not do any deep dive or anything, but apparently Build was proven innocent. Of the allegations, he's not guilty, he's innocent. I felt like I should probably say that just in case anyone is a fan of him and they get mad that I did not know that. But anyways, he is, in the eyes of the court, he is good. So anyways, goodbye. And I really enjoyed Kpop. This couple in particular in Kpop, Vegas and Pete, I very much enjoyed the dynamic. It was very toxic, maybe not the best. However, for me personally, I enjoyed it and I really liked them together when they were. I do not support Build anymore. However, I will support Bible. He's been in another BL. Unfortunately, my attention span is really, really bad. And nowadays, it's very hard for me to sit and watch a drama, to watch anything that's over an hour. It takes me a very long time. And then by the time I finish the first episode, I never finish anything. Like, I don't watch any more of it. There's a few shows that I can get through. I can go back and watch a show I've seen so many times. However, with newer shows, it's hard for me. It's hard for them to catch my attention. Maybe if I gave it more than one episode or just 30 minutes of an hour episode, I'd like it. However, that's just my attention span. It's really bad. These are from other magazines and postcards. One of my top ships that I like would be Z and Nunu. They've been in Cutie Pie 2U, and then The Next Prince, and a movie, After Sundown maybe? I've only not seen Cutie Pie 2U, which is just a short season 2 of Cutie Pie. I've been waiting for The Next Prince since they announced it, so a couple years, and it finally came out recently in November, I think, of 2025. I watched it. It was really good. Some parts were slow. However, I was able to watch it. Where I was watching it, I was able to kind of have the fast speed. That's how I watch shows. That's another thing. If I can't watch a show in fast speed, I probably will not watch it. So there's a company called GMMTV, and they have a lot of BLs. They have a lot of popular BL ships. One of my favorite is Earth Mix. This is Mix. He's one of my favorites. He's very cute. There's a new series he and Earth are in. called Only Friends Dream On, and it's kind of like a season 2. That's Earth, by the way. It's kind of like a season 2 of another show called Only Friends. I watched Only Friends as well. It was good. Very dramatic, but I loved it. I loved it a lot, and I can't wait to watch the season 2. Since I currently moved, there is no internet here, and we won't get it until the 19th. I've waited a very long time. It's been about 2 weeks, maybe since the beginning of March. We moved in March 1st, so just waiting on the internet. It comes soon, and then I can finally watch what I've been missing. I try, if I'm able to buy box sets, and so I got their first BL together, A Tale of a Thousand Stars. Also, I should say the first BL I watched was Cutie Pie. I originally saw, there was a YouTube short, and it popped up, oh my gosh, they kissed on stage. And I was like, who kissed on stage? Like, what group is this? Because I was only into K-pop at the time. So I was like, what group is this? And I found out it was 2 guys called Net James from the same company that has Earth Mix. Or not Earth Mix, my bad, Zianunu. Also, this starts Cutie Pie box set. But yeah, and then it popped up on K profiles, I think Domani Boys. And that is how I found Cutie Pie. And I was in shock, but I ended up enjoying it. It was good. I like Cutie Pie a lot. Also, for anyone interested, they have Running Man Thailand that recently came out, and 10 is in episode 3, so I've been planning to watch it. But Nunu is actually one of the guys. I guess it said on my drama list a regular member, so I guess one of the hosts or something. So I cannot wait to watch that. Anyway, so this is from a Korean BL called The Eighth Sense. It is so good. If you are interested in BLs, or if you want to try one out, this one is so good. It's one of the best ones I've seen. I bought the photo book, and it came with these and some postcards. It was such a good one. Tharn Type. This is Type. I had a hedgehog. His name was Type, because when I took a picture of him, I was trying to figure out a name for him, and when I took a picture, he literally had a very grumpy face that reminded me of Type, so that was his name. He's no longer with us anymore. I miss him. He was quite the character, quite the hedgehog. However, Tharn Type is I really like Tharn Type. However, I understand why people don't like it. It is very toxic, pretty problematic. However, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Here's Kin Porsche. So this is the show I was talking about with Bible and Build. He is also in these. I bought a set, and I think it was like a photo book set. So I had pictures, like photo book, and then cards. This is Jeff Sauter. He is also in Running Man Thailand in the episode that 10 is on. I'm pretty sure they're on the same team. However, he is a Thailand idol, so he does songs and stuff. He sings, an idol. He was also a mentor with 10 in, I want to say Chuang Asia, maybe how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that was the show. Don't quote me on that though, but he was a mentor in it. Love in the Air. I got the Love in the Air box set. It came with a random lenticular. I got Boss. I love Boss. He's so handsome. My favorite was Boss and Null. However, I do like Fort and Pete as well. So this is kind of like the anime side. There's this anime called Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, based off of a Danmei, which is like a BL book from China. A Chinese BL book, I guess. I got a Lonzon plushie. He's up on my shelf. I have an Oikawa plushie from Haikyuu. He's also up on my shelf. I love Haikyuu so much. I went to see, it's starting to fade. I went to go see the Haikyuu movie, The Dumpster Battle, with my mom, and I kept the tickets. And then I got this when I ordered some manga. One of my goals in life was to finish collecting all the volumes of Haikyuu. It took me forever, but I finally finished it, and I'm very happy. It is sitting on my shelf. Not the prettiest, but in a way that is good for me. I love it. I feel accomplished when I look at it. So with the Danmeis, I think now it's the first volume that comes with special edition stuff. However, they used to have it the last volume. So I bought the last volume of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation to get all the goodies, the extra stuff. I read the first 2 books, but I have not finished it. I've seen the first 2 seasons of the anime. However, what got me into it was the Chinese live-action drama, The Untamed. That show is like, I feel crazy saying 50 episodes. However, I'm pretty sure it was 50 episodes. How I lasted 50 episodes, I do not know. However, I watched that. My mother and I watched it together, and it was so good. Even if you don't like BL, it's kind of like a bromance, or implied because of Chinese restrictions. But it's so good. Wayne Yibo's in it. Oh my goodness. That man is very cool. He plays Lonzon. But it was so good. Talking about it, I want to rewatch it now. I'll have to do that. Instead of rewatching it, I tried watching the anime when I got to season 2, or I finished up to season 2, but then I haven't finished it. Then it comes with this bookmark. On the other side is Wei Wuxian, but Wanzan is my favorite. So, by the same author as Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, there's Heaven's Official's Blessing, which a lot of people love. It was actually, I bought the first book on Kindle, and I tried reading it. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't understand anything. That was the first introduction to any type of Danmei or Chinese media that I've had. So I did not understand anything because they had like a whole bunch of different names for the same person. It was very difficult to follow along. So I only read like a page or two. So I watched The Untamed. And again, like, because I watched The Untamed, I was able to properly better understand the flow of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the book. So I need to try to start reading this again. Everybody says how good it is. Like, I just need to sit down one day and try. It's so hard for me to start something. But yeah. They actually have special editions of Heaven's Official Blessing, and now they're doing Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, and I really want the special editions because I only bought the last volume of the Grandmaster one. I wanted to plan to collect the physical ones for all of it. However, they're kind of expensive, but since they have the special editions, I kind of really want to get those instead because they're so pretty. So another one, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the name. However, I was really interested in it, so I bought the last one because I was like, I'm gonna read it eventually. I don't want to regret not having it. However, I don't even know what it's about anymore. And then that's the end of that. I have another one that I need to put up. That once again I've not read, but it's like, I think I'm going to read it eventually. The sticker sheet got kind of ruined during the move. However, everything else looks pretty good. But I do not think I have these pages for me to put them up in, so I'll have to see. But anyway, so next we go into the anime section. I think this is just like an art page from the DVD or something that I bought. These are just decals, and I decided to just put them in here. I bought the Haikyuu Season 2 box set, and it came with these posters. Or not posters, postcards. And it came with trading cards, and I'm so happy. I would have loved to have the box set for all of them. However, since I only have one, I'm glad it's this one because it has the trading card for Oikawa, and I love him so much. And then it has Kuro and Kenma, and I also love them. And then Bokuto. I'm glad with this. And then I think this is just like information, and then just more of the detail, and then the book stuff. But yeah, so we probably won't see this binder very often. I bought some stuff from Ami Ami, and we will come back to this eventually. However, not right at the moment. One day though. But then after that, probably not very often, if at all. The next binder. So, I am a huge fan of VTubers. I don't know if you guys know the game Choo Choo Charles. I love watching gaming YouTubers. I personally am really bad at playing any type of games unless it's The Sims. So I don't play too much games, but I love watching people play games. So I was looking up Choo Choo Charles videos because when that game came out, it was really cool to me. So I found a VTuber by the YouTuber named Kenji, and then that just led me into a whole spiral. It was like Kenji and Shoto, and then I found the corporate VTubers, and he was the first one I watched, Shuyamino. I think I watched one of his, I think it was in a manga stream with a whole bunch of other VTubers. So that led me into finding out about Niji Sanji En, and then how they have different groups, so like Luxium, Noctix, Illuna, and then this is from a different one, FSPEN. He's from Avalum, first generation Avalum, Lucian Lunaris. So anyways, I'm a big fan, and I'm very upset. So originally with FSPEN merch, it's a lot harder to purchase in like here to America because you have to go through Bai Japan, and I don't like Bai Japan that much because I spent too much money in shipping there. So a lot of the merch, these are the only two for FSB, the rest is Niji Sanji. However, I learned a couple days ago that because of the tariffs, they're not shipping through what they normally use. So to ship, you have to go through DHL, you have to contact customer support, and I have orders that have been waiting to be shipped for a very long time that I've paid about $30 for shipping for each individual order. And I've seen people online say they had to pay up to like $500. I do not know if that's an exaggeration. That is what they said online. I know not to believe everything online. However, someone said that they had to pay up to $500 for shipping because they had a whole bunch of orders. So I'm very worried about that. I bought the item, so I'm sure they're just sitting in a warehouse. I don't know if the tariffs or anything are going to change. I'm pretty sure that's why the certain companies aren't shipping. However, I'm very upset about that. one day I'll get my packages, hopefully. And I knew this buying an order that I did yesterday for one of the groups we'll get into, one of the group's anniversary merch. So I don't know, we'll just see. So anyways, they had, I think it's a nostalgia collection, and it was just random cards. These are merch drops. So this was Noctix. When a VTuber leaves, they graduate, and for the most part they will then become either under a new company or they'll just be like a solo indie VTuber. So Fulgur Ovid is no longer in Noctix in Niji Sanji En. It was very upsetting. But then we have Luxium. Ike Eveland, he was my first Kami Oshi, and he just kind of left. I was very upset. It was kind of sudden. He was technically there was this guy called Hex, and I was there for his graduation. However, it kind of happened right when I was getting into watching VTubers and understanding, so I didn't really get it. But yeah, so my first leaving was Ike Eveland, and I was very distraught about it because he was my first Oshi, my Kami Oshi. These were just random cards from their anniversary, and then I think these were from an anniversary for Noctix. And then I bought the Sunny Briscoe, he's in Noctix. I bought his birthday set. These were freebies that came when you spent so much money. Bookmarks and stickers. And by the beat, these guys are my babies. I love them so much. I was there. This was the first Niji Sanji En debut I experienced. And Calyx, I love him so much. It's mainly merch from him that I do not have. And it's unfortunate. I was lucky enough to get their debut merch. But after that, that's when everything happened. So now, like, all the half anniversary merch, and now their first anniversary merch, and his birthday merch, I am missing, and I'm very upset about that. The first anniversary merch I just bought yesterday, so that wouldn't be here anyways, but I hope so much that things will change and I can finally get my stuff, because I'm so upset about it. But I love By the Beat. These guys, they're so wholesome and sweet, and again, you don't know these people IRL. They are behind an anime boy persona, but what I see online and like from them playing games, I enjoy. I like watching them. And these are just postcards. And this was cute. The merch drop was Luxium in Wonderland. They have little like puppet things. I got their puppets and then a giant puppet of Ike. It's really cute. I really want my Calyx puppet, but maybe one day. And then when I had to buy Lucy Linares' stuff on Mercari, and they drew the wrong page. They drew this little sticky note, like this thank you for purchasing sticky note of him. I kept it. Sorry if I sound out of breath. Whenever I find when I'm doing this, I think it's because I'm talking a lot and I don't normally talk this much, and it's also very nerve-wracking for me. I think it's just like anxious, you know, anxiousness. Anyways, this is how I get if I have to public speak. It's rough. But anyways, maybe one day we'll be in this binder. Okay, back to Kpop. So in this binder, I had plans. However, those plans are no longer. I collected Jaemin. I wanted, since I think it's called Big Wind Up, or is it just Wind Up? I don't know. The drama that him and Jaina were in, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I still haven't watched it. With the Big Wind Up, I was waiting because I bought one of the merch things, and it came with points to then use to buy an episode, like any episode of whatever, but I was using it to buy their episodes. And when I finally got it, once again, we were in the process of moving, so I've not been able to watch it yet. And my mom wants to watch it with me, and we don't have internet right now, and we're not about to be crowding over my phone to watch it. So I'm waiting. But the plan was to get a Jano card from each era. However, I don't know what cards, however, I think I'm going to drop my gaming collection and move him into that miscellaneous binder with the rest of NCT. And then I'm going to repurpose this binder for a new collection. I will not say who I will be collecting. However, I'm so close to being done with him. I need one photo card, and I'm so upset because I've missed the opportunity twice to get it. And every time I have it saved on this, like the save search on Mercari, so that whenever someone posts it, I'll see it. And I've missed it each time, and it's so upsetting because it's the only card I need. And I don't want to go on Buy Japan to get it because shipping is crazy right now. But I want it so bad. But besides the one card I need, I'm finished with him, besides any pops that I want. However, some of his stuff is sitting in Pokemarket. Pokemarket shipping, at least last time I used it, has not really been affected by tariffs because they still do free shipping. So, like, they offer free shipping every once in a while. That is when I normally ship my stuff. I don't ship it unless it's free, or one time I had a coupon, because if you spend so much in a month, the next month you get coupons, and I had a coupon for the shipping. That is the only time I ship Pokemarket orders. So that is the Jamin binder. Again, I'm probably going to drop some of his collection and move him to the miscellaneous binder. And then I'm going to repurpose this binder for somebody else. Let me go grab the other binders and I will be back. So this binder has my Plave collection. I guess my first introduction to any type of VTubing would be Plave. So whenever I started watching VTubers, it wasn't a crazy thought because I was into Plave, so I was already familiar with the concept. Also, another thing, and all the people that I've seen on YouTube, like people that I watch for K-pop stuff, I've not seen anyone talk about Plave. So I am here for any Plave lovers out there that's been looking for Plave content. Here we go. With Plave, I collect OT5. However, I think I'm going to drop the OT5 collection. I don't think I'm going to sell any cards. I still have a soft spot for Plave. The thing is, the comebacks that they've had was just a Japanese comeback and a single, and they are actually having a comeback, I'm pretty sure in April, maybe, I want to say. So I guess I'll decide then when, what I'll do. But yeah, so my bias is Bambi. He's so cute. And I don't know, this is how I collect them. These were the only two that they had for this album, so I bought fan-made cards and I just have them to fill up space. This is their third album. And this is their fourth album. The other thing, they just have so many photo cards, so it's kind of hard to collect OT5. This is their Japanese album. As you can see, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to be doing. With duplicate cards that I pull, if I don't sell them, I've gotten to the point where I don't really sell them that much anymore. I use them for fillers, which I like to do. These are OT5 Pobs that I bought. And then these are just Bambi stuff. This is his birthday card. There's a couple other Pops that I really want of his that are really cute. I love this one. These are freebies I keep in here. I bought a Bambi card and someone drew that and it's so cute. People are so talented. I wish I could draw. This is concert stuff. I bought their light stick. I only have technically 4, but 3 group light sticks. I have Plave, ATEEZ, and Stray Kids. And then I have 2 Stray Kids. Their original one and then the newer one that came out. These are just photo card packs. Yeah. These are magazines. I went to buy the blush cards, and then that'll fill up this page. This was a Mediheel collab they had. This is Fan Club, their first fan club. And then I started on their second fan club. And these are from the Japanese album I just put here for fillers. And then this is their Season's Greetings. They're 2024. And then these are fan-made birthday cards I bought to fill up the space. And then this is their 2025. I did not get their 2026 ones. I think I'm going to buy an anniversary set to put here. And then I buy OT5 for them, so I collect their bigger inclusions. I was very happy with this page. I found all their corresponding bookmarks. I had a whole bunch of extra sticker sheets, so I put their names. I like how it turned out. I was very impressed with myself. This is Yeojun. He's my second bias wrecker. Noah, Bambi McBias, Uno, and Hamin. And then just some sticker sheets. The little accordion pamphlet things groups have. If I collect for any member or for full group or bigger inclusions in general, I will tear them up and put them in my binder. These were car air fresheners I have in the back, so they don't ruin any photo cards. And yeah, that is my Plave collection. So again, I don't know if I'll continue OT5. I might only fill up 1 page for this. Honestly, I might just move this down here to fill up the page and then be done with the Japanese, and then I'll just buy Bambi's. Because the Japanese cards, the longer I wait, the more expensive I feel like they're getting. I've actually not looked at prices, but the last time I looked, they're either out of stock or they're getting expensive, so I need to figure it out. And then they have their I forget the song, but it's their Sanrio collab that they did. The photo cards are very cute. The song is pretty cute too, and I'm not the biggest fan of cute concepts or songs. I love cute concepts, just cutesy songs I'm not a fan of. So I wasn't sure. That's another thing. I feel like Plav's music is not like normally to my taste. However, if I'm having a stressful day, I have a really bad headache from work, or I just need to relax, their music helps me so much. So I normally will go to them. Because, like, not to sound bad or anything, but 127 or like Stray Kids or 80s, it's like I don't want to listen to Sticker when I have a headache. As much as I love Bouncy, I don't want to listen to Bouncy when I have a headache. I don't want to listen to, like, I don't know, Thunderous when I have a headache. And I know they have not as loud songs, but on a day I'm not feeling it, Plav is normally a safe option to listen to. I don't know. I love Plav. Their song Island is so good. It's so beautiful. I love them so much. I don't know. Like I say, I don't want to collect OT5, but then when I'm talking about them or thinking about them, they make me happy. So I don't know what I'll do. I got the random Sanrio plushies. I got 2 because I wanted Bambi so bad, but they were random. And where I normally buy from, they were only doing random. But I did get a Bambi when I pulled him, and I was so happy. I pulled Bambi and Noah. Obviously, I'm going to keep the Noah ones, but I don't think I'm going to collect the other members for the plushies. But I got Bambi, so I was very happy. So let's move on to the next one.